Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. Happy Sunday. It is November the 15th. I'm back from all my travels. I have no more travel scheduled till February. So we're back to our 3 tips at 3 o'clock in under 3 minutes. This is your first time to tune in. Every day at 3 o'clock, I get on and either do a Facebook Live or a pre-recording of 3 business tips. I'm the owner of a web design company and clients. I have nearly 300 clients who I interact with on a daily basis, and they're always giving me tips of how they do business, how they should be doing business, how they can do business better. And I figured we would just pass that on to you every day in under 3 minutes. So my first tip of the day is this week we're going to talk about new businesses. Since I'm a web designer, a lot of what I see is solopreneurs who are starting out. So my tips are really going to zone in on things that you should be pre-thinking before you go into business. Now, for those of us that are in business, don't tune me out. These are just a refresh of things that you might want to consider. So my first tip right now is it the right market? Just because you think it's a great idea, you need to do a little research and check out to see if that's a market that you yourself want to play in. Tip number 2, have you studied the competition? You know, I hear from small business owners or wannabe business owners, they say, oh man, there is absolutely no competition in this market. Well, there may be a reason there's no competition in that market. You need to make sure that that market is sustainable for your lifestyle, your income, and what you want. And number 3, and this is the most important one, the one we're going to camp out the most on in talking about this, is what are the operational needs for that particular market? So many times we create a widget or a product or a service that we know that we can sell, right? Maybe we've checked it out, we know the market, we know the competition in the market, but we need to think of things like, ooh, what is it going to be with tax? What's shipping going to be? Am I going to ship every day or every week if we're talking about a particular widget? Is that widget affordable as far as pricing is concerned? Is it competitive? What's it going to take for me to market or advertise that particular product? Maybe by the time I figure out I'm going to spend X number of dollars on advertising, it isn't quite as profitable. And speaking of profitability, you know, when we take the advertising campaign and the cost for product acquisition, and then our margin and then shipping, is it still worth being in business for that? So many times you're like me, you walk through the mall and you see these people who are brand new businesses and they're selling like phone cases and you're thinking their margin on there is like $3 or $4. How many of those thousands would they have to sell in order to justify the rent to even be in the mall? So if we could say that about malls, we definitely want to say that about your particular product or service. So all I'm asking is that you take a little bit of stake in your operational needs. So quick rehash of what we're talking about. Is it the right market? Have I studied the competition? And do I have an operational needs plan so that it becomes profitable for me? That's your tips of the day. Join with me every day at 3 o'clock. I want you guys to be awesome. Now go back to sleep.